Hello everyone, Realment Games here. Recently I've been trying to improve the graphical performance of this game, and as you can see I can attain over 110 FPS now. However, this is only the best case scenario. In fact, shadows are disabled. Here I can re-enable them now. And there's two levels of shadows. The one is a sort of reflection, and the other is the actual shadow casting itself. Level 1 is just shadow casting, and level 2 is with, let's have a look. If I go to the surface, you'll see what I mean. See, the surface is actually reflected in the hover tank. And then if I disable this, then you can't see the reflection anymore. Okay, and then another problem is there's a lot of jaggedness of the terrain. As you can see when I move, well, maybe it's not so bad. I've been working hard on it, but you can still see a little bit of jaggedness of the terrain. So I can improve the jaggedness by playing with this slider over here. The higher this parameter is, the less jaggedness and the higher quality the world becomes. However, the frame rates also decrease quite a bit. So let's see, in this case, with some shadows and about average setting of this slider over here, the quality is not so bad and the performance is about 50 FPS. I think this is pretty good. But if I move everything to the max and enable these shadows as well, and also this is ambient occlusion, if I enable that as well, then it becomes quite low, about 33 FPS. I mean, it actually becomes worse if I start doing things like this, you know, adding vehicles. Although, yeah, not too bad. It can handle some vehicles right now. But yeah, if you make it too many, then like this for example, then it's going to become really slow. Yeah, then it drops down to about 20 FPS. Okay, I think for the purposes of making a nice video, I'll try and keep these settings at a maximum from now on. However, please keep in mind that the performance will not be so good. So another thing you may have noticed is that I'm using a new terrain. This map, one nice thing about it is that it's bigger than the previous map. The biomes stretch on for much further, and also it still has a variety. Well, it has many islands, and the nice thing is that these islands, they usually have a nice land bridge in between them, or at least they're close enough that you can see the next island. The previous map I used, the problem with that one was that the islands are a little bit small, and sometimes you can't really find the next island. So I think, yeah, this is much nicer to navigate, and it still has a lot of variety of the terrains themselves. Perhaps I should try and, okay, well, yeah, maybe the sun's position isn't so bad. Anyway, maybe let's go further. Yeah, there's some nice hills over here. So the way I arrived at this graphical state was through a laborious trial and error process. I had to invent a variety of new technologies, and yeah, I put in a lot of new ideas, but actually many of them failed. Some of them like initially failed, and then in combination with other ideas they started to work, but it also required a lot of tuning. Yeah, so from the ones that I am using, because there's a lot of that simply flat out failed, but from the ones that I'm using, there's still some bugs. Maybe we'll see some of them. But yeah, I think I got most of the stuff sorted out. The remaining bugs are kind of like, they almost improve the visuals. I mean, it's like the rendering isn't exactly correct, but the visual result itself is a little bit pleasing, so maybe it's not so bad. But yeah, I think this is not too bad. 40-50 FPS. I think I can still improve things a little bit more. But yeah, graphics are pretty difficult to improve, so no promises there. Okay, so let's see. If I travel somewhere in this direction, there'll be a new island. Over here, maybe? I hope I'm not getting lost. Okay, here it is. Yeah, there's a lot of nice biomes around here. I mean, on this map in general. Oh yeah, this is actually one of the bugs. See the redness here? I'm not exactly sure why it does that. I think the camera is seeing a little bit into the terrain. Either that or the the normals, the surf, basically the direction at which the light has to bounce off the surface. Maybe that's calculating incorrectly. But yeah, a little bit of redness isn't so bad. So, and it only happens in some places, so maybe you could argue that there's some sort of minerals there or some sort of radiation on those rocks. Yeah, this looks pretty nice. So let's see, if I go up here, there's a nice cliff. And then there's some more rocks up here. But if I go down over here, it kind of starts to look like some sort of city, maybe. Who knows, maybe aliens build a skyscraper sideways. And then this looks like some sort of pylons. Maybe StarCraft 2 type stuff. Oh yeah, the FPS come to die over here. Well, if we tune down the settings a bit, at about 25 it shouldn't be hugely different. Yeah, both the graphical performance and graphics themselves aren't too different. And if I disable this, okay, almost 30. And ambient occlusion, oh now it's too blue, 34. By the way, FPS isn't really a good measure of performance. You should rather look at the milliseconds per frame. The reason being is that it's not linear frames per second. It actually turns out that going from 20 to 21 FPS is as difficult as it is going from 60 to 68 FPS. So yeah, at the low end of the scale, the low end of the FPS scale, you have to put in a lot of effort just to get 1 FPS extra. But at the high end of the scale, the FPS can explode without much improvement. Just tiny improvements make it shoot up. Okay, so yeah, I think this terrain is pretty nice. In particular, there's one very nice area which I will show you guys in a moment. I just wanna get to the end of this island. I hope I'm not flying the wrong way. Okay, I think it's starting to come to an end here. Maybe I am flying the wrong way. Yeah, I also get lost. Oh wait, here there's kind of a cave. Not really. Oops. Oh yeah, that's a bug. If the camera goes into the terrain, then it glitches out like this. Anyway, it seems I've lost myself. Although this is sort of an end of the island. Okay, so let's just teleport to a nice location. So I've done a little bit of exploration and I found, here I'll show you guys right now, if I just input the coordinates directly. Okay, so over here, yeah, it looks pretty nice, especially if I zoom in on these rocks. This is almost photo quality, don't you think? Yep, I think it's pretty nice. Okay, so enough of these rocks. Let's explore these canyons a little bit. So over here is another canyon, but I think it's particularly nice if I go over here and yeah, if you check it out from up here, it looks pretty nice. You can just kind of make your way up this valley, and once you reach the top you'll notice that there's a cave over here, and I think the guns aren't working very well right now. I'm trying to do something new. I'll show you guys next time. Oh dear, okay, all these hover tanks. Okay, let's try and put in some ammo and blast these rocks a little bit. Okay, let's just make whatever color and make sure that it can destroy the terrain. Okay. Okay, good luck. I'm not sure this will actually work. Oh, it's working. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, and you can see the shells, they have a sort of new effect, but that's something I'm still working on, so I'll rather show you guys more detail next time. Okay, so I can blast some holes in this. I think I'm actually stuck. Okay, let's just quickly fly through. There we go. And then, oh yeah, this is the area that I wanted to show you guys. So if I was successful, then I could have blasted my way out through there. And I'm pretty sure this connects with the cave entrance. I mean, the place where we came in earlier. I don't know, maybe there's a completely different cave system. Anyway, let's just get out of here. Okay, I'm kind of getting lost. Is this the entrance? Oh no, this is the canyon again. And then if we go up here, and then over here there's a nice pit. Yeah, and I think this looks pretty nice. Yeah, the The shadows are all dynamic, by the way. There's no baking, pre-baking over here. Everything's calculated on the fly. That's one of the main reasons why the performance is so difficult, so slow and so difficult to improve. Yeah, I think it looks pretty nice. Alright, anyway, I think that's enough for this time, so okay, if you guys like this kind of content, then please subscribe, and I'll hope to see you guys next time. Okay, bye.